Hey everyone, and welcome back to the X-Ring. I hope you're doing well. This video is actually going to be about the new Huxwrx Flow Ventum 12. I actually have one of these for my Gen 12. If you guys are not familiar with the Gen 12 shotgun, you probably saw it in John Wick. It is a phenomenal shotgun. Guys, I've had tons of box-fed shotguns. I've owned the Dissidents and the Typhoons and all of those things, and those are marginal at best when it comes to feeding and operation. Guys, this is as reliable as my ARs, and I have very reliable ARs. I think the entire time I've owned this, which has been over a year now, I've probably ran 2 of the flats through here of everything from slugs to buckshot to birdshot, and I think I had 1 malfunction in the very beginning, and I attributed that to a magazine when I was trying to bind a couple of these together to make some 20 rounders. But this is not a 20 rounder YouTube. This is actually a 10 round magazine with an extension on it, and this would be similar to what you would see on the Breacher model, guys, because on the Breacher you've got a wire stock here, and this thing is just unbelievably fast. I've seen these in full auto and they're pretty impressive. Matter of fact, I've shot these a lot in full auto, if you know what I mean. But let's talk more about this titanium Ventum 12. All right, so first thing we need to do is address that big elephant in the room. Is this a silencer? Yes, but barely, okay? Guys, this was not designed to make this platform quiet. This is actually designed for this specific platform. This is not really made for anything else other than this Gen 12 in this configuration. If you have a Gen 12 and it's a competition model, and let's say it's an 18-inch upper, it's not going to work. And the reason is when you take the steel standoff that comes with this, this is the thread pattern for it. So unless somebody's making an adapter or something, this is actually made to thread straight on. This is a very, very unique design. It is super lightweight. This is actually lighter than the actual standoff that comes with this shotgun. And what it was meant to do was not quiet so much, okay? This is nowhere near as quiet as a Salvo 12, and I can tell you a Salvo 12 from Silencer Co. is very loud. This does retain the reduced blowback system, or in their case, the flow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this one on. I've got a brand new one here. I'm gonna show you the internals. I'm gonna show you how this thing was designed to work and what it actually does before you get a misconception that this is gonna make your shotgun very quiet. All right, so first getting these and shooting them, I actually was a little disappointed. I was like, man, it's not much quieter. It's a little quieter, but it's not much quieter. But what this was actually designed to do was to basically tighten the pattern up on your Gen 12. So if we take it apart, you have this core, this DMLS core, this additive manufacturing, basically very unique system. Looks like something that you'd actually shoot with fins. But basically it reduces the pressure, it flows through these channels here, it comes out the front. You do have a vented cap, just like that. And what this does is it basically extends the length of your barrel. You notice you're not going to get any buildup on this like you could with some of the other suppressors. There was about 2 other suppressors that people were trying to run on those Gen 12s. And the problem with that is it would build up on the wadding, and then it would go high order and detonate basically. It would basically blow the can up. So as you can figure, that's not a good thing. So this one has been designed not to do this. I actually had firsthand experience with this, shooting this at SHOT Show 2024. Got to play around at the Huxwrx booth. Big shout out to those guys. They did not provide these to me. These were actually purchased. If you are looking for something like this and can't find them in stock, because I think Gen 12 is still, Genesis is actually just still taking pre-orders on them. I know that Peace of Mind actually had them in stock. Mason, super good dude, and he was able to get us these right off the bat. What this does is, guys, if you take a super short shotgun, especially with their barrel design that's basically a quick forcing cone, and you try to shoot, let's say, buckshot out of it, it's really going to spread. Especially when you're talking about these barrels that are sub 7 inches, you can imagine what the spread is like. I'm actually going to show that to you. I actually had some Federal controlled flight double-aught buck. I'm going to shoot them into the berm at 50 yards. So on this first one, I want you to see it without the Ventum 12, and I want you to look at this pattern at 50 yards. Now, while it does spread quite a bit and people, oh, I want spread, you know, I don't want to miss the guy. The thing is, you still have to account for every round, and we want more accountability and to get more rounds on target. So that's at 50 yards. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Ventum 12, and you're going to see how much tighter this pattern is at 50 yards, which is truly what this was designed to do. It was to keep everything a little bit tighter. It's like extending your barrel almost. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same ammunition. We're going to shoot it at 100 yards. And guys, this disperses to the width of a car, okay? So that's not something you'd want to do in a crowd or anything like that for sure. Double-aught buck in a crowd is not going to be the first option anyway. However, I want you to look at the spread. Now here's the same ammunition at 100 yards with the Ventum. You'll notice it's significantly tighter. The other thing it does is it gives you more accuracy with slugs. I know shooting the Federal, the LE, the low recoil, I had no issues on 3rd IPSCs at 100 yards just using a dot. It was just one after the other, and that's a little more difficult to do with these shorter barrels because it's not really stabilizing that slug as well. And I was able to actually hit it quite a few times at 200 yards on that same size target. While it can be up and down because of your velocity and all that, it's still 200 yards with a shotgun slug, and that's a lot of lead going down range without a lot of stability. Even though they're rifled slugs, you don't have a rifled barrel. So this is a very, very unique item. It is something that has a very special purpose, and if it's something you're interested in, I just wanted to give you guys the information on it. It is super lightweight. It makes the shotgun look pretty cool, and it makes it a little more effective, especially at distance. Hopefully you guys have a great week. I'll come back at you soon. You guys take care, and thank you for everyone that watches the channel. You guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.